What's going on, YouTube? Today I want to talk about my limited experience with females within my younger years. I am 29 now. This might discredit me as being, an incel to some people, or maybe, some people might hate me because I have had limited success with females, but I ultimately just want to make this video to kind of dispel the mythos around sex to people who may be virgins or a true handheldless, kissless virgin type. There are windows of opportunity that come to some people that pass rather quickly. One of them being your sexual market value. For some people, for some men, this can come and go rather quickly. Just like with some women, it can go and come very quickly. I think there is a wall that some men can reach, just like some women. They hit a wall sometime in like their 30s, and some people don't. Some people do. But I kind of just want to talk about my experiences to kind of de-glamorize what sex is and the baggage that can come with some of these experiences that you won't really feel the effects of till later in life if you were dumb like me. I want to start by talking about the loss of my virginity when I was 17. Of course, I lost this with a married woman, and she was rather large. She was kind of fat. She was obese. Of course, I feel bad about it now, knowing that she was married, because the guy who she cheated on with, he was a cool dude. He used to sell me weed and used to fix my computer, which I thought was badass. But I was only 17 at the time, so I just didn't really know how odd and degenerate my behavior was at the time. If I could go back in time and stop it, I would, but I can't. So yeah, she was rather large. I don't even really remember most of it because I was drunk, because I was just so nervous. And I think she drove around in her car with me for the next few days while I was on drugs and taking or drinking NyQuil. So I would just at the time they used to call that robo tripping. So I would just be robo tripping, not even really conscious of where I was at the time. And yeah, I had sex with her in her car a few times out in the middle of nowhere. Of course, it's nowhere near as cool as it sounds. It's pretty awful. And then for some reason she just stopped hanging around. She just disappeared. And I never really had much to do with her after that. And then I want to say a couple years later, I knew a girl who later killed herself from overdosing on heroin. This girl was kind of a sweet girl. She was my age. I think I was probably 23 probably. This girl, she was kind of like a goth girl, kind of a punk rock goth girl. Slim. She was half Latina. Cute face. Of course, she was not dating anyone at the time. She might have been trying to get with me as a potential boyfriend at the time, but I was just so autistic and just so weird that I didn't really pick up on any of these like social cues. But either way, she ended up like having sex with me. She kind of just rode on top for like, I don't know, a minute. And then we kind of just stayed friends, and she wanted me to be a part of her little social circle off and on for the next few years. And then right before she died, she had a kid with some guy who was a punk rock dude himself. And one of the last memories I have of her was her having me I guess like pose with her child like pose with her child at a picnic. Like she put her child in my lap, and I guess she just wanted to see how I would look with a child, which is kind of odd to me. I guess she was trying to give me some sort of social cues or whatever. I don't know. But it was kind of just ridiculous because it was in front of her boyfriend at the time. But yeah, soon after that, a couple months later, my friend calls me up and tells me she died of heroin, which is kind of sad, and that girl, she was kind of loose to begin with, so anyone who's a virgin, I would just suggest hang around some slutty girls. Eventually they'll have sex with you. Uh, Here's a good one. A few years later, around like 2015, this older woman, she was quite older than me. She's Gen X, and I am a millennial. And she kind of just caught me off guard one day, she just started hanging around me for no reason, kind of orbiting me, and she was the one to make all the moves. Like, she would always be trying to get with me. We even like went swimming, and she just kept trying to make the move on me, and even making out with me in front of everyone. It was just so strange how she would come on so strong. And then, of course, she was doing this in front of her daughter, who was like 18 at the time. It was just so strange how loose women have become over time. And so promiscuous. And of course, later that day, she wanted to have sex with me. So of course we did. And it was just so strange because, like, she had to have been observing me for a long time, because when I first met her, I was a teenager and she was in her 30s. So it's kind of just strange to think about that. There are older women out there who, they do, observe, this younger men out there like that. But yeah, and I still don't know why she did that. It's kind of strange. Like, I've never given off social cues that I would be a good father or anything like that to any woman, or strange how they would do that. And then like a couple of days later, her daughter, you know, started to hang around me for some reason. Her daughter started to orbit me, and of course I don't know why she did, but then she wanted to. She gave me like a 2 second long 2 second long blowjob in my room. That was kind of strange how this mother and daughter, decided to pursue the same guy. Me being myself. Yeah, it just goes to show you how, women, they have, some women out here today have no problem sharing the same man. If they deem you to be high quality enough, they may even fight over you. Who knows? Because I heard that girl, she punched her mom in the face. A couple days after that, I guess, she, I can only assume, perhaps they were fighting over, this dispute between who was going to pursue me, which is so strange. But yeah, that was 2015. Here we are, 2021, and I have not had any sexual encounter with any woman since then. And I just want to kind of say, like, all three of these different accounts, they're four different accounts, random. I did not pursue any of them. They all just happened to me. And, I think the moment I opened my mouth, these women, the moment I opened my mouth around these women, I think it's, like, that's what makes them not want to hang out with me. Like, because they know, like, how autistic I am. And, like, I don't know how I look to women. I know I'm not the best looking guy around, but I know I'm not ugly necessarily. But it just shows, like, if you are autistic or autistically inclined in some way or socially stunted, that is enough to repulse some women. So I think a lot of these women, they perceive me as being like the strong, silent type. And in a way that's true, but they will be repulsed the moment you open your mouth and say some stupid stuff. So that's why I say work on your personality, work on your social skills. That can really do you a great service if you work on those early, or work on those now. But yeah, I just wanted to say, nothing came of any of these encounters. I still do not have a wife or any prospects. And I think the older you get, the harder it gets for you to get female attention, because their standards go up. So, whenever you're a teenager or in your 20s, women kind of assume, you're going to take the role of their boy toy So, you know, you're the kind of dude that women cheat on with, whenever they're away from their husband. So that all comes to an end, whenever you reach your 30s and 40s, I assume, because they expect so much out of you. Of course, I'm not in my 30s or 40s yet, so I really don't know. I'm just assuming. I assume the older you get, the higher the standards women get, and they cheat on. They only want to cheat on young men who are less prone to want to have any kind of ties to them, and they want loose sexual encounters. But take from this what you will, women, they are loose from in all age brackets, so I feel like the older I get, the harder it will be to have a random encounter with a woman like that. So yeah, take that from what you will. That's it for now. All right, bye-bye.